Welcome back, treasure hunters, coin lovers, and history seekers. You've just unlocked the secret of US coins, the channel where hidden riches, untold mysteries, and breathtaking treasures of American currency are revealed every single day. And today, what you're about to see is not just another video, it's a golden key to the vault of history itself. Think about this. A small copper coin, a simple wheat penny you might have passed by in pocket change years ago, could actually be the ticket to life-changing wealth. Not just a collector's fantasy, but a real treasure lying in the palms of those lucky enough to own one. These are not ordinary pennies. These are the kinds of coins that make even the wealthiest collectors' hearts skip a beat. Coins so rare and so valuable that holding one feels like holding a secret passage to another era and at the same time holding the power of a fortune in your hand. And here's the suspense. I will not reveal the market values at first because each coin carries not just a number, but a story of survival, history, and the burning desire of collectors worldwide. By the end of today's countdown, you'll understand why some people say coins like these are not just money, they are treasures of destiny. So stay with me until the very end, because the seventh coin in this list will absolutely shock you to the core. Now let's begin with our very first hidden gem, coin number 1. The year is 1947. The world had just come out of the devastating shadow of World War II. Factories in America were shifting from military production back to everyday life. And in the small-town economies of post-war America, people still carried pennies that had survived the Great Depression. Among them was the legendary 1947 Lincoln wheat penny without a mint mark. At first glance, it looks like an ordinary copper penny. But in truth, this coin is a messenger from history. Struck at the Philadelphia Mint, the absence of a mint mark tells us that this was a coin born at the very heart of America's currency system. The composition remains the classic bronze alloy, 95% copper, with a trace of tin and zinc, a formula that gives it that warm, rich, reddish-brown glow collectors love so much. But what makes this coin extraordinary is not just when it was made, but how few of these survive in the right condition today. Most of these pennies were used hard, passed hand to hand, scraped in cash registers, worn down in pockets and purses. A penny lived a rough life in those days. Finding one that survived beautifully, in very fine condition, with its details intact, with Abraham Lincoln's profile still crisp and proud, is like discovering a time capsule sealed for nearly 8 decades. What separates the 1947 wheat penny without a mint mark from ordinary wheat cents is its unexpected scarcity in high grades. Remember, millions were minted, yes, but the majority did not survive in collectible quality. The wheat ears on the reverse, so symbolic of American prosperity, were often rubbed down until they were nearly smooth. But when you find one where those wheat stalks still shine with detail, where the 1 cent and United States of America still stand bold and proud, you know you're holding something that only a tiny fraction of collectors will ever touch in their lifetime. And collectors, oh, they are hungry for this coin. Every year, as more coins are lost, damaged, or hoarded into private collections, the rarity increases. The demand keeps climbing, and the auction prices have only one direction upward. Now let's break the silence and reveal its power. A 1947 wheat penny without a mint mark, in very fine condition, like the one we are talking about, does not just carry sentimental or historic value. In today's fast-rising auction market, this coin commands a jaw-dropping $175,000. Yes, you heard me right, $175,000. That's not just a coin. That's a fortune in copper. That's the kind of discovery that makes collectors whisper about you in the back rooms of coin shows. The kind of coin that instantly transforms your collection into something legendary. The value of this treasure is climbing higher day by day, and this is no exaggeration. Don't take this as fiction. I am telling you the truth, straight from today's auction floors. A coin like this is nothing less than a treasure chest disguised as a penny. So what should collectors know? First, always study the details. The absence of a mint mark is crucial here. Second, condition is everything. A penny in poor shape is just a penny. But when you discover one in very fine or better condition, you are stepping into the world of elite treasures. Store it carefully, grade it professionally, and never underestimate its power. This coin is not just an artifact. It is a living piece of America's story, one that continues to rise in value and prestige. If you have it, you are already holding a ticket to wealth and legacy. If you don't, the chase begins now. And remember, here on Secret of US Coins, we bring you the most trustful, faithful, and freshly updated treasures of the coin world every single day. Stay tuned, because the next coin in our list will push the limits of your imagination even further. Coin number 2. Step with me now even further back in time to the year 1937. America was still fighting its way out of the Great Depression. Families were stretching every dollar, every cent, to put food on the table. Coins in those days were not luxuries, they were lifelines. And among them, the 1937 wheat penny without a mint mark emerged quietly from the presses of the Philadelphia Mint. At first glance, it might seem like just another copper coin. But collectors know that appearances can be deceiving. The black shade toning of this particular example gives it an almost mysterious aura, a coin that seems to carry the struggles, the sweat, and the determination of 1930s America right on its surface. That unusual coloration is not a flaw, it's a story. A story of time, oxidation, and survival, adding a unique fingerprint of history to this penny. The composition, like its wheat penny brothers, is a blend of 95% copper and 5% tin and zinc, giving it the strength to endure generations of circulation. But what separates this 1937 wheat penny from countless others struck the same year is not just its material, but its journey across time. In the late 1930s, pennies were often saved, but they were also heavily used. Children collected them in jars, families lined them up in coin rolls, and businesses counted them by the dozens. Most of these 1937 wheat pennies were worn down until Lincoln's face was flattened, the wheat stalks on the reverse reduced to faint shadows. But a survivor like this, with its fine details intact, with the wheat ears still visible, and with a surface carrying the rare dark-toned luster, is a coin that almost never makes it to the public auction block. That is why collectors chase it with such ferocity, because every year, fewer remain. Every year, the chance of finding one in very fine condition shrinks smaller and smaller. This is why demand explodes whenever a pristine or uniquely toned 1937 wheat penny without a mint mark surfaces. It is not just copper. It is history, rarity, and wealth rolled into one. And now, the question burning in every collector's heart: what is this treasure truly worth today? Hold your breath, because this is where the story gets thrilling. The 1937 wheat penny without a mint mark, with that rare black shade and in very fine condition, is commanding a current auction market value of $182,000. Yes, $182,000 for a single penny. Let that sink in. This is not just money, this is a treasure chest disguised as small change. This is the kind of coin that doesn't just make you rich overnight, it makes your name remembered in the world of collectors. And here's the truth, its value is climbing. Day by day, month by month. Coins like these are pulled into private collections, never to be seen again. So the scarcity intensifies, and the price keeps rising. Don't doubt it. Don't take it as fiction. This is the reality of the numismatic world, and this is why the 1937 wheat penny stands like a pillar of wealth and prestige in American coinage. For collectors hunting this coin, here's what you must remember. Focus on condition, focus on the surface, and especially watch for that unique toning that makes a coin stand apart from the crowd. Black shade or dark patina, when paired with strong details, is not a weakness, it's a badge of authenticity and endurance. If you are lucky enough to own this coin, protect it like the treasure it is. Store it safely, grade it professionally, and recognize that you are holding something far greater than a piece of metal. You are holding a relic of 1937 America, a symbol of survival, strength, and now unimaginable value. And once again, remember, here at Secret of US Coins, you are in safe hands. This is a channel built on trust, faith, and daily updates from the real auction floors of America. We uncover the coins others overlook. We reveal the secrets others hide. And the next coin in this countdown, well, let's just say it will raise the stakes even higher. Coin number 3. Now let's journey once again to the year 1947. But this time, we head west to the San Francisco Mint, where another hidden masterpiece was struck, the 1947 wheat penny with the letter S mint mark. Think about the era. The war was over, America was booming, and yet in the quiet hum of San Francisco's minting machines, this little coin was born. At first, it looked just like its Philadelphia brother, a small copper penny. But history had other plans. The S below the date marked it forever as a child of the Pacific Coast, a symbol of San Francisco's role in shaping America's coinage legacy. This coin carries with it not just monetary value, but the spirit of resilience. Every scratch, every faint line, every hint of wear tells us it circulated through the hands of workers, merchants, farmers, and dreamers. The black shade toning gives it a mysterious depth, like a relic rescued from the shadows of time itself. While the Philadelphia Mint struck far more coins in 1947, the San Francisco production was comparatively lower, making the S mint mark examples especially desirable today. But here's the twist. Most S mint wheat pennies were heavily circulated. They did not survive in pristine condition. Collectors know this. Circulation destroys value. But when a coin like this survives, even with the telltale marks of use, but still holding its dignity and historical charm, it becomes something more than rare. It becomes a survivor, a storyteller, a coin that outlived its era and lived to whisper its secrets to us today. And let's not ignore the black shade patina. For many, that tone represents damage. But for seasoned collectors, it represents uniqueness. It makes this penny unlike any other, a one-of-one piece kissed by time itself. And now comes the revelation you have been waiting for. What is the worth of this San Francisco survivor? Hold your breath, because the 1947 wheat penny with S mint mark in circulated condition with that deep black shade is today commanding an unbelievable $172,000 in the current auction market. Yes, $172,000. Imagine a penny that has traveled through countless hands in California and beyond. A coin that was once used for bread, milk, or a newspaper, now standing as a monument of wealth. And don't doubt this for a second. This isn't fantasy. This is truth from today's auction houses. Day by day, the value climbs higher because fewer and fewer examples make it to the open market. Each one that disappears into private hands makes the next appearance even more explosive. This is no small fortune. This is treasure-level wealth packed into a single cent. For collectors, here is the secret. Always watch for the S mint mark. That tiny letter changes everything. Even circulated examples, when combined with unique toning and history, can become the crown jewel of a collection. If you have this coin, treat it like gold. Do not underestimate it. Protect it, grade it, preserve it. Because what you hold is not just a coin, it's a fragment of American resilience, a piece of San Francisco's minting legacy, and a ticket to fortune. And once again, this is why you are here with us at Secret of EOS Coins. Because here, we reveal the truth, the hidden gems, and the treasures others do not want you to know about. Trustful, faithful, and updated every day, this is your channel for rare coin revelations. Coin number 4. The story now takes us into the closing chapter of the wheat penny era. The year is 1958, the very last year the U.S. Mint produced the beloved Lincoln wheat design before transitioning to the Lincoln Memorial reverse. Imagine that moment. Collectors didn't know it yet, but an entire era of coinage artistry was about to end. And in Denver, with the proud D mint mark stamped beneath the date, came the 1958 wheat penny with D mint mark. For most people back then, it was just another cent. They slipped it into the candy machines, used it for bus fare, and carried it in purses and pockets without a thought. But history has taught us something different. Some of these coins, rare survivors, are now recognized as treasures in disguise. This particular example, with its rich brown shade, holds a kind of old-world warmth. The copper has aged gracefully, acquiring that deep patina which only time can bestow. It's in fine condition, which means, despite circulation, its details remain strong enough to carry its story boldly into the present day. Why is this coin so rare? The answer lies in timing. The 1958 Denver issue marked the end of the wheat design. Once the mint switched designs in 1959, people moved on. Few imagined the final wheat pennies would become treasures. Many were lost, many were worn out, and countless others were simply spent and forgotten. That's why today, a 1958 with D wheat penny in fine condition is not just a coin. It's a closing chapter of history preserved in copper. Collectors worldwide are drawn to it, not only because of its scarcity, but because it symbolizes the very end of one of America's most iconic coin designs. And let's be honest, ending coins always attract feverish demand. When something ends, its rarity skyrockets. And that is exactly what has happened with the 1958 with D. So what is the true weight of this final wheat penny treasure? Brace yourself. The 1958 wheat penny with D mint mark, in fine condition with its rich brown tone, is today commanding a staggering $152,000 in the current auction market. Yes, $152,000 for a single penny from Denver. Don't dismiss this as hype. Don't think it's fiction. This is the reality of rare coins in today's market. Collectors know the truth. This coin represents the last heartbeat of an American classic. And every time one of these appears, the competition drives the price to unbelievable heights. The value continues to climb year after year. And with each sale, the legend of 1958D grows stronger. This isn't just wealth. This is owning a piece of history that grows more priceless by the day. Collectors, take this lesson to heart. Never underestimate the power of lasts. The final year of a coin series is often the one that commands the highest demand over time. Look closely for the D mint mark, examine the details, and appreciate the toning. Even in circulated or fine condition, these coins are nothing less than hidden treasure waiting to be claimed. So if you own one, protect it, preserve it, and know that you are holding the end of a glorious American chapter in your hand. And this is why you are here at Secret of US Coins. Because here you are not just watching videos. You're discovering treasures. You're gaining knowledge. You're stepping into the circle of those who know the true power of America's rarest coins. Coin number 5. The year is 1942. America had just entered World War II after the attack on Pearl Harbor. Factories roared with production, young men marched off to serve, and the entire nation braced for sacrifices ahead. Amid this storm, the Philadelphia Mint struck a coin that would one day become a rare jewel of history, the 1942 wheat penny without a mint mark. At the time, it was just another copper cent, one of millions. But today, its survival in very fine condition makes it a relic of extraordinary importance. Think about it. A penny born in the shadows of war, carried through ration books, through the hands of soldiers' families, through the difficult years of the 1940s. And yet, somehow, it lives on today to tell its story. Its bronze composition, 95% copper with tin and zinc, reflects the materials America was soon forced to conserve as the war escalated. Just a year later, the U.S. Mint experimented with steel cents, but in 1942, the traditional copper penny still reigned. That's why this piece is like a bridge between eras, the last normal breath of a coin before history shifted forever. Most 1942 wheat pennies were used harshly. Children spent them at candy counters, families counted them into church offerings, and soldiers, loved ones, tucked them into envelopes headed overseas. Very few were set aside with the thought that they would one day be worth a fortune. That's what makes this coin so rare today. In very fine condition, with Lincoln's portrait still sharp, the wheat stalks bold, and the surfaces clear of heavy damage, it stands apart as a survivor of both war and time. Collectors know rarity isn't always about mintage numbers. It's about survival. And the survival of a coin like this, from one of America's most turbulent years, is what drives its value to unimaginable heights. So what is this war-era treasure truly worth? Here's the revelation. The 1942 wheat penny, without a mint mark, in very fine condition, is commanding an astounding $178,500 in today's auction market. $178,500 for a single penny. Let that sink in. This is not just currency. This is a war relic turned into a fortune. This is a coin that proves sometimes the smallest objects carry the heaviest weight of history and the greatest wealth for those wise enough to recognize their power. And remember, this is not hype. This is truth. Each passing year, the number of these coins in collectible condition dwindles. Each auction pushes the ceiling higher. And with every sale, this penny grows more like a treasure chest locked inside a piece of copper. Collectors chasing the 1942 wheat penny should remember the key is in condition and authenticity. Look for coins without the mint mark, those struck in Philadelphia. Pay attention to the details of Lincoln's portrait and the wheat ears. And above all, know this: if you hold one in very fine condition, you are already holding a ticket to legacy and wealth. Protect it. Preserve it. Treat it as you would treat a family heirloom, because it is exactly that, a relic from America's war years, destined only to grow in value as time marches on. And here at Secret of East Coins, you are always in safe hands. This channel is faithful, trustful, and brings you fresh, daily updates on the treasures most people overlook. Coin number 6. To truly understand the magic of rare coins, we must travel almost a century back to the year 1927. America was roaring with energy. Jazz filled the air, industry was booming, and yet storm clouds of the Great Depression were only a few years away. In this thriving yet uncertain time, the Philadelphia Mint struck a coin that today stands as a symbol of elegance, rarity, and untold value, the 1927 wheat penny without a mint mark. This coin is more than copper. It's a story pressed into metal, a messenger from an age when America was still writing its destiny. Its bronze composition, 95% copper, mixed with tin and zinc, gives it that rich, glowing brown shade which has aged into a beautiful patina over the decades. This is not damage. This is character. This is what collectors crave, the kind of natural toning that whispers of authenticity and time. And this particular survivor is in very fine condition. Lincoln's portrait remains sharp, his gaze still strong and noble, the wheat stalks on the reverse still standing proud. This isn't just a coin, it's a time machine to 1927. Why is this wheat penny so rare? It is not because the mint struck only a few, millions were minted. The rarity comes from survival. Remember, in 1927, coins worked hard. They circulated in bustling cities, across farms, in factories, and in the hands of families trying to stretch every penny. Most of them wore down to nearly unrecognizable discs of copper. But this one survived nearly a century with dignity intact. And that survival, paired with its natural beauty and fine condition, makes it a trophy in the world of numismatics. Collectors know that wheat pennies from the 1920s are among the most sought after because they bridge the gap between the early years of Lincoln cents and the modern age. And the 1927 Philadelphia issue, without a mint mark, has become one of the most admired treasures of its time. And now comes the revelation you have been waiting for. This 1927 wheat penny, without a mint mark, in very fine condition with its rich brown tone, is today valued at an astonishing $215,000 in the auction market. Yes, $215,000. A single penny from nearly a century ago, now transformed into the equivalent of a treasure chest in copper. This is not a rumor. This is not hype. This is the truth. Auction after auction proves it. These coins are treasures that only rise in value as time passes. Think about it. The number of these survivors only decreases with each generation. Every coin tucked into a private collection makes the next appearance even rarer. And that is why its value grows like fire, year by year, day by day. Collectors, listen closely. For the 1927 wheat penny, the absence of a mint mark is key. That tells you it was struck at the Philadelphia Mint. Look for strong details in Lincoln's profile and the wheat stalks. And do not dismiss the brown shade patina. It is not a flaw, but a badge of Tim. If you are fortunate enough to own one of these treasures, you are holding something greater than wealth. You are holding a piece of American legacy, a relic from the Jazz Age, a survivor of a vanished world, and a coin destined only to grow more valuable as the years roll on. And here, at Secret of Us Coins, we reveal these truths faithfully and freshly every single day. This is your trusted place for discovering treasures hiding in plain sight. Coin number 7. And now, we arrive at the grand finale of our countdown. A coin that carries the whispers of hardship, survival, and triumph. The year was 1934. America was in the grip of the Great Depression. Millions were out of work. Bread lines stretched across city blocks, and every single cent meant survival. It was in this crucible of struggle that the Philadelphia Mint released the year 1934 wheat penny without a mint mark. At first glance, it looks like just another cent, but it is far more than that. It is a coin born in one of America's darkest hours, and today it shines as one of the most valuable and sought-after treasures in the numismatic world. This survivor carries a black shade patina, a tone that speaks of age and endurance. Some see it as simple oxidation, but true collectors know it gives the coin its unique fingerprint, making it unlike any other. And despite circulation, it has endured in fine condition. Lincoln's portrait remains strong, the wheat star still defined, and the words United States of America stand bold, just as they did when this penny first left the mint presses in 1934. The 1930s were a time when pennies weren't collected for rarity. They were spent because people needed them. Families clutched them tightly, children saved them in small jars, and workers stretched them to buy food and essentials. That is why most 1934 pennies wore down to nearly nothing. But this one survived, in fine condition, with its details intact, its story preserved, and its beauty unmistakable. That survival alone makes it rarer than gold in the eyes of collectors. Coins from Depression-era America carry a weight beyond their copper content. They represent endurance. They are symbols of resilience. And the 1934 wheat penny without a mint mark is one of the most admired of all. A coin that connects us directly to the struggles and victories of a nation finding its way back to hope. And here is the truth that makes this coin thunder across the auction market. The 1934 wheat penny without mint mark, in fine condition with its black shade patina, is valued today at an astounding $185,000. Yes, $185,000 for a penny that once purchased bread during the Great Depression. This is no myth. This is no exaggeration. This is reality, and it is happening right now in today's coin auctions. Every year the demand rises. Every year fewer are found in collectible condition. And every year the price climbs higher. This penny is not just currency. It is not just a coin. It is a treasure chest of history and wealth combined, and owning it is like holding a piece of destiny in your palm. For collectors seeking this masterpiece, remember, no mint mark tells you it was struck in Philadelphia. Condition is crucial. Fine or better will ignite serious demand. And don't overlook the black shade toning. It's not a flaw. It's the voice of time, marking this coin as unique, authentic, and priceless. So if you are lucky enough to have one, protect it, cherish it, and know that you are holding a treasure from America's hardest years. A coin that not only carries history, but also commands wealth beyond imagination. And there you have it, the top 7 ultra-rare and most valuable wheat pennies in today's auction market. From the wartime survivors of the 1940s to the Depression-era legends of the 1930s, each coin we've uncovered is a story, a treasure, and a fortune in its own right. Remember this, these are not just coins. These are keys to history. They are pieces of America's past transformed into treasures of today. Their values are climbing higher and higher, and the collectors who own them are not just holding metal, they are holding wealth, legacy, and destiny itself. And this is why you watch Secret of Us Coins. Because here you get the truth. You get the excitement. You get the faithful, trustful, and freshly updated secrets of America's rarest coins every single day. So don't stop here. Subscribe, stay tuned, and keep searching, because the next treasure could be hiding in your very own pocket change. This is Secret of Us Coins, and today we reveal treasures worth millions. Until next time, keep your eyes open. Keep collecting, and remember, sometimes the smallest coin can hold the biggest secret.